Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect episode 141. Today's date is April 23rd, 2022, and I am Duds, or Duds versus known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. We have two more guests this week with us from the Channel 64 server, Jes7ix and Peeporp. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us along.
Well, before we go ahead and start, you mind telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, I'm Peeporp. I make Minecraft videos, do a lot of multimedia stuff, and I like building things that look nice.
They do look good.
And I'm Jes7ix. And I'm also a video content creator on the Channel 64 SMP server. And I build things with lots of trapdoors.
That's true.
Vouch.
Can confirm.
Good having you guys here.
Yes, thank you for stopping by. We want to start with what we've done this past week. Is there anything you guys can give us spoilers about?
I mean, basically, what I've been doing this past week is just preparing for builds, is planning builds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have much spoilery content for you. I'm very sorry.
That's fine. I mean, Jimbo's note literally just says, YouTube short.
Mm-hmm. I'll stem from that, but...
How about you, Jess?
Same again, preparation for next episode. I'm really excited about the next build, but it's going to be one of them. 50% of people will love it and 50% will hate it, and I love it. So I'm going with it. Also, we've been working on trying to get Swampwater looking more like a city. That's our sort of central area before the end of the season. So we had a good night the other night, filling that area out, ready to build on the actual survival server. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be a multiple build kind of episode, I think, for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say some people will hate it, some people will like it, I'm thinking you're going to use some suspect blocks that some don't like.
Not so much.
Okay.
If you're a fan of Disney movies based on Disney rides, you're going to love it. but
Okay.
I appreciate there's a lot of people that aren't massive Disney fans that might think it's horrific, but no, I love it.
Using Marmite blocks.
Marmite blocks, yes. That's a very English thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, shout out to all the English people that will get that reference.
Which is...
I'm just sitting there going, wait, now, what a second. I don't know of this block.
Which is me and Duds. We have no idea.
It's a kind of spread. It's they say the...
It's yeast extract.
Yeah.
It was in the new Snapshot. Did you not see it? Come on.
Must have missed that.
I think we have something like that, but I think we call it something different.
It's like Vegemite.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. There's a Vegemite block?
Well, the new mud block looks a bit like it.
I was going to say, the mud block kind of looks like it.
Delicious.
Okay.
How about you, Jimbo? What have you done this week?
Well, we mentioned it earlier. I did make my very first YouTube short.
Mm-hmm.
Really like the way it turned out, but I had to upload it 4 times.
Yep.
Okay, if anyone listening is preparing to make a YouTube short, you must render it in the right format. So it needs to be like the vertical format to where, pretty much as if you're recording on the phone. I edited it in this format and didn't realize that I had to render it in that format. So I edited it, got it all ready to go. I got it just under a minute and I put it out there. Arrington was there to help me out, telling me, because he's done quite a few of those, telling me what I do, what I need. I needed hashtag short or shorts in the description or the title. And so I had all that. It was under a minute. I had the right format and I put it out there, except it came in as a regular video. And what's funny is, I got some comments and some likes and stuff. I was like, man, do I take it down? Yes, absolutely, because it wasn't a short. So I uploaded it 2 more times after talking to Arrington, and it still didn't come out as a short until I realized it needs to be rendered that way. There was no option on my editor to render it that way. I had to go in and, change some numbers, but it came out. It's actually doing really well. I have over like 250 views at the time, I think it is.
Nice.
It's very funny. It is so funny. And anyone who's had to do anything with villagers will appreciate the pure horror in your voice. It's perfect.
What's funny is I got a comment that really states how it went, is how you could tell in my voice how I'm getting more agitated each cutscene with this villager because I just don't understand why he's going through the floor and onto the track below. But this was a bug, a glitch from before. I don't think it does that anymore. It might. I've learned my lesson, though. But
this same glitch happened to me the season beforehand, so I knew exactly what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So watching your episode the first time, I'm screaming at the monitor what's going on, and you just keep doing it. And then now you've made a short of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like stressed the entire time.
Right. I'm sure you're not the only one yelling at me the whole time.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where the content comes from, even if it's a bug. It's content.
Mm-hmm. And what's funny is that was from my third episode that I've ever made, and back then they weren't very good. I mean, anyone can vouch for that. You know, your first content videos aren't as great as, you know, once you get some experience.
As you think they are at the time.
Yeah. Oh, I thought they were great before. But I was able to use some of that in my shorts just to kind of put out there the kind of player that I am. You know, I like to use comedy and kind of stuff like that. Just trying to put my name out there a little bit. I think it helps with the shorts and using some of that old material. And I'm going to continue to do that. And I actually have one ready to come out soon, another one. And I'm having a lot of fun with these shorts. Pretty cool.
Shorts are a good way to stretch your content.
Right.
If you have stuff that you want to re-release, maybe as its own little clip to be appreciated, like time lapses, I find it's very helpful for that.
Yeah. Yeah, my third episode, it starts off rocky just like all my other older episodes. But, you know, once you get towards the end, there's the part with the villager. And that's pretty entertaining, but people don't get to see it because of the content ahead of time. You know, it's kind of, the video's clicked off by this time.
Yeah.
So I want to just put it out there that, you know, I have some good older stuff. It's just, it's not as good as now.
Yeah, never look back.
Never look back.
I hate shorts.
Yeah, same here.
I did one short, and it's murderous.
You did a lot of, like, replay mod with yours, didn't you?
Yeah. But it would be fine if I didn't have to make it cell phone sized. Like, that's the most obnoxious thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
TikTok size.
Mm-hmm.
Only if you're watching it on a cell phone, it's relatable. But yeah, if you're anything else, it does get annoying.
Yeah. I guess it's my turn.
Yeah, that's it for my week.
All I did was work on another tunnel. Finish that up. I remember just how much I don't like working in the Nether. So that's fun.
Surprise.
I haven't done anything in the Nether at all.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's because I'm avoiding it. I don't know. It's such a already complete package, I think. To try and add anything to it is very difficult.
Yeah. See, Carl's got this really nice Nether hub, and he likes to remind you every week, hey, when you going to do your Nether tunnel? When you going to do your Nether tunnel? How about that Nether tunnel? You getting close to doing that yet?
On top of, when you going to do the half stack?
Yeah, the daily half stack reminder number 74. Yeah. But I got it all done, and I'm working on the base expansion I started last week. There's a whole section I'm moving. Not because I didn't like it, because I thought of something better. So it's like, oh, okay, tear this all down, start again.
Oh, it happens.
Move it over one block.
You say that, and it's actually the one block. That's the problem, because the entire face was supposed to be glass. I then realized I couldn't add depth to the perpendicular wall, because then it would just attach to the glass.
Oh, I hate that.
Oh,
I hate that.
So I was like, tear it all down, move it to the side.
I'm having the same thing with fences and barrels.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you do want a barrel to connect to a fence, but when you just want it to look like, say you're doing a dock or something, you just want to place a barrel down and it connects to the fence, it just ruins the whole aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, rumor is that Ripple might be getting the debug stick through winter.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Peeporp loves the debug stick.
You have my attention.
Which means we might not have to worry about that. I don't know how often I'll do it. I know a lot of people wanted it just so they could rotate terracotta. Because, like, is there a more annoying block to place than, what is it called? It's not terracotta, but...
Glazed terracotta?
Glazed terracotta?
Glazed terracotta, that's it. Like, I hate placing glazed terracotta, and so does, like, I guess half the server. So
it's completely fair. It is an absolute pain to put down.
Yeah, I'm sure 100% of people can agree.
Especially if you're trying to do like a pattern and you have to like, you can't just put it down at the same angle. You need to like reposition yourself every other block. It is such a pain.
Yep.
And they're designed to connect that way. You know, I mean, if you put 4 of them 2 by 2, they make a design, but you got to place them right. And it's so annoying to get it right.
Would you prefer if they auto-connected though? Because I can also see that being a pain.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I would want an auto connect because of that reason.
Yeah.
Maybe just a right click in place like you would with an item frame would swivel it.
Right, exactly. I was about to say maybe using a tool to rotate it that we already have to use.
We need a wrench.
Oh, like a pickaxe or something, I don't know.
You think after you use it so much, you would figure out how to place this thing to where you want it, but no.
No.
No, you don't. You don't figure it out.
I still can't get a door to go the right way around. So
I have to
no
teach
chance
you.
with terracotta.
It took me a while to get the stairs right, how to place these things.
Oh.
But yeah, the terracotta isn't. I don't know if I'll ever get used to it.
I used some glazed terracotta for an item elevator, and once I figured out how to do one block facing a certain way, I did that one block all over the place where I needed it. And then it's like, okay, now find out how to connect to the next block. And then once you figured that out, you stand in that same spot and do it all over again. An item elevator shouldn't take an hour. Yeah, that's kind of it for my week. It's been a slow week. I've had so much work. I was telling you guys, last night I was supposed to come home and write the notes for the podcast, and I ended up falling asleep at my desk at like 7. So about 10 o'clock, I called it a night and went actually to bed. That ended up meaning I woke up at 4:30 this morning.
Oh,
Ooh.
What's that like?
You must have a really comfy desk.
Yeah, I can't sleep. I'm very fussy with sleep.
Yeah.
Even if a TV's on in a different room, I can sense it. I can't sleep. But I work night shift, so my whole life revolves around sleep and whether I can or can't do it.
The desk wasn't particularly comfy. My neck hurts. That's how tired I was. So I came home. I was gonna mow the yard today, but we're doing the podcast today, so I had to come home and mow the yard yesterday. And you walk 7 miles at work, come home, walk another 4 miles mowing the yard. You get beat. So
I should do what I did. We've got AstroTurf, so our grass doesn't grow.
Good old AstroTurf.
I think my dad would give me a lecture every time he came over to my house because I had AstroTurf. Yeah, sleeping in base expansion, that's all I worked on.
I did do a little creative building, but it's a work in progress what I've been doing. I didn't do much recording besides the short.
I didn't see you on the server much this week.
No, not much at all. I think I've been on to check some things, maybe my shops. But yeah, no recording. Just doing the shorts. I had this birthday party today, my son's birthday party.
You have a birthday party every week.
I was just going to say, I have birthday parties all the time. 2 kids, big family. There's always a birthday party somewhere. But yeah, I had a lot of stuff to get ready for that too. So yeah, no recording for me.
It's also been a lot of material gathering as well. I had to get 38 stacks of acacia slabs.
Oh, nice.
Mm.
Yeah, it's definitely been a work for prep this week.
Yeah, for sure.
That's a lot of slabs.
I've done a new skin, a new ident for the beginning of my videos that has the same skin sort of visual. So yeah, everything's background stuff. It's all ready to go for the recording, but just no recording done.
Pretty much.
Right.
That's half the battle. Getting ready to record.
And then starting it.
Mm-hmm. Hitting the button.
Yeah.
Should we hop into the news this week?
Sure.
We got a little bit of news. A lot of it's musical.
Yay!
I have not listened to most of the new tracks because they're on Spotify and I don't have a Spotify account.
You can hear them on YouTube.
They are also on YouTube, yes.
Okay. I went looking and they all just sent me to Spotify. And I was like, well, can I listen to Spotify with the ads? Because you used to be able to do that for free. And they're like, no, you still have to have an account. And I'm like, I'm not signing up for Spotify.
Yeah, I was curious of what the new soundtracks were like. So I went and I just typed in new Minecraft music.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some from 2 days ago. And it looked like it had the whole thing on there.
That being said, if you are watching Duds Versus on YouTube, The music track Ancestry, you've already heard because that's been in the background of my videos for like months now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was released, I think, last update.
Yep.
But for the track, I guess they had to put it on the new disc.
Mm.
I like the new tracks. They sound very ethereal.
Mm-hmm.
Very Minecraft. I think Elena Rain's proper nailed down that kind of...
Yeah,
Is it? I want to say C64. It's C6 for something, isn't it? The original.
C418.
C4 is C64.
Close.
That's a very old computer. I'm showing my age here. But no, absolutely nailed the Minecraft style. The irony being, though, as content creators, I'm sure... I mean, and I listen to music all the time. I used to make music. I'm pretty much listening to music all day long, apart from when I'm playing Minecraft, because I'm creating content. And the last thing you want in the middle of recording an intro or something is the music to suddenly blare up. So I think they're brilliant for the playing single player. But yeah, as a content creator, I never get a chance to listen to them.
Same here.
I can't remember the last time that I have had my music above 0 in Minecraft.
Oh, do it. It feels like you're playing a completely new game. It's really weird.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the new tracks. It's a new feel, but you still get that like nostalgia feel.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
Even with the new music.
What about Disc 5?
Oh.
Disc lore, disc lore, disc lore.
That's not music. I'm sorry.
It isn't.
No.
Pretty much what it is. It's giving you a little bit of lore. I think it's telling you something. Could be a hidden message in there.
What I find frustrating about it is we were begging for there to be kind of these ambient soundscapes in different biomes once they did the Nether update, having the same sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And they've shown they can do it, and now they've put one on a disc. Why not just put it in the game? When you go to the ancient city, why not have these creepy sounds? When you go to the mangrove swamp, let's hear, flies buzzing around or whatever sounds you might get in. I think that would make so much difference to the immersion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially if we do get fireflies.
Well, that was another point, because one of the tracks is called Firebugs.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been very quiet about fireflies for the last sort of month, to the point where people are saying, are they actually going to go in?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like maybe they just figured it out, and then they were like, okay, we'll just put it in. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because fireflies are very much good for ambience.
Mm-hmm.
They were one of the things I was looking forward to the most in this update.
Yeah.
Yeah, not too long ago, we had the big mangrove biome update. They gave us the trees, they gave us the mud, they even updated a little bit, with the moss that grows on the trees, and still yet to see the fireflies. So, yeah, hopefully soon.
Fingers crossed.
But yeah, I'm kind of this disc, right? It's called Disc 5, or it's just called 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the name, I don't know, the name 5 is kind of strange. I don't know if that's telling us something, but if you listen to the track, it's like you said, it's kind of like an ambience track. There's you can kind of hear the player going through the deep dark, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually hear the warden spawning in this disc. And it also sounds like there's like a portal opening.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard it towards the end, but there's like a sound that sounds like a portal. So it gives you a little bit more lore into this frame in the middle of the deep dark that it could be a portal.
I just lost Jimbo. Did you guys lose Jimbo?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, I lost Jimbo. I was wondering if it was me.
Oh, no.
I was like, wait, Jimbo just stopped talking mid-sentence.
I was on the edge of my seat then, because I didn't hear that in the end of the track.
It's my voice connection. There we go. Oh,
There you go.
my voice connection's all messed up.
That means someone's having fun with your internet.
I thought it was weird no one responded to my thing. I was like, man, no one cares about the lore. But as I was saying, yeah, they have, the sounds of the player going through the deep dark, and towards the end, it sounds like a portal opening, and it gives you an idea, or at least gives the player an idea that this frame in the deep dark could be a portal. How to open it, we don't know, but it seems like it's heading that way.
I think anyone who follows the developers on Twitter know that they love a troll, and I hope this isn't a troll
Right.
with the portal. I really hope it isn't.
Mm-hmm.
It's very reminiscent of the broken disc, as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even more so that it comes in shards.
Right.
In the chests, in the loot chests, that you have to do a 9x9 in the crafting table to make the disc. So this is like the first craftable disc.
It's like putting the puzzle together.
We're going to call them fragments, because if we say shards, people will be like, hey, you're naming them wrong. We'll get those comments. But yeah, you're right. We finally get to craft a music disc, and it's one I don't want to listen to.
Yeah, that's it.
It's kind of scary.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
I mean, you're gonna have to visit 9 ancient cities to get this disc, and by the time you have, you're never gonna want to hear the sounds of the deep dark again.
I don't know. It seems like you can get enough fragments to get a disc out of one. It seemed like there's like 1 to 3 per chest, so you might get a couple.
I think with the amount of chests that are in ancient cities, I think you can almost get 2 discs in one city if you're lucky.
Mm.
Yeah.
If you want to.
I'm sure there's a chance you don't.
At the same time, I'd rather have a disc I'd like to listen to, but then again, I'd also rather the jukebox allow me to play it automatically.
Yeah, I think it's one of those instances like underneath the big frame, you have, the redstone tutorial. It's kind of telling you a little bit about the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what this disc is doing. I think the disc is telling you that, hey, the deep dark has something in there. If you listen closely, there's something.
Oh, you think the disc is explaining the portal? I thought you were saying the fragments explain the disc. I was like, we don't have to craft other discs, though.
Mm-hmm.
No, you might be onto something then.
But then it leads to the question, can the disc be played there to open this portal? How do you open it? We still don't know. The disc really doesn't tell you.
Yeah.
Just noises.
Teaser.
I'm going to continue with my thought process of until the devs say it's a portal, it's not a portal.
Yeah.
Because everyone keeps saying it's a portal. It's like, yeah, but they're saying it's not, so I have to go by that.
I think for the moment we need to think of it like those, the kind of mini ruins you get slightly underwater, or the ones you get in the desert that they don't do anything. They're just there to make you kind of create your own story. I think at the moment that's just what it is.
It's just a frame for people to put a picture in.
I mean, if you think about it, yeah, it looks like a portal. But what if you activate this thing and it's not a portal, it generates something crazy in the world, maybe it doesn't take you somewhere, it brings something to us, I
was gonna say spawns 5 wardens.
Yeah, it might be something completely different than a portal, so maybe it's not.
I saw a lot of theories of people saying that the Ender Dragon would come out of it because it's wide.
It is big.
And not tall. So and then it's the perfect width for the Ender Dragon to come into the main dimension overworld.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that or a giant sandwich, which I'll be happy with.
Obviously, I would love to fight a giant sandwich in Minecraft.
With teeth like one of them chests in D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
The sandwich that bites back.
Let's see, what other things have happened in the news? We got some Allay tweaks. They doubled the health.
Mm-hmm.
They changed a lot of the traffic patterns with them. So if an Allay is constantly searching for something, they move quicker now. If they're just kind of wandering around, they move much slower, which is supposed to make it easier for you to give it an item and it do its thing. The throw arc has changed, where it's trying to dump stuff on the ground. I have still yet to see a video that shows this thing accurately throwing things into a hopper.
Yeah.
So
who didn't see this coming?
I feel like you need a water stream to really pick these items up to take it to a hopper.
Exactly. A water stream or 9 hoppers.
Right.
Although one of the knock-on effects of them doing that is they've actually changed the sort of physics for all items that are thrown, and also things that have come out of droppers as well, which I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah, they won't, because sometimes you'll have stuff come out of a dropper and it shoots off really sharply to the side.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that in a lot of my redstone streams or whatever. I would encase the first 2 to 3 blocks into a 1x1 just because a random item might shoot off to the side. And then every subsequent item would then just group with that one item and not go downstream.
Happens a lot.
More accurate item throwing.
Thank goodness.
We did have new frog spawns.
Yep.
They can actually spawn on moss carpets, which is pretty neat. That's a first, I believe.
I actually don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I mean, does that count for carpets as well, or just moss carpets?
Yeah.
I don't know why it wouldn't do it for both, but I mean...
I think it was just to make them spawn more regularly in the mangrove.
In the mangroves, yeah.
Could, yeah.
But and I'm against it though, because it goes against what we know in Minecraft and the fact that you get just that little height, nothing can spawn. So if you don't want frogs in that area, but you want to use moss carpets, too bad.
True.
It's the beginning. They're going to start letting mobs spawn on moss, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare.
Yeah. You got your light tweaks, we're getting our moss.
See, trolling again.
Right. What's next?
The paintings?
The paintings.
I mean, they're not really relevant for survival. They did give us 4 new paintings.
And it's a shame. So these paintings were in Bedrock.
Mm-hmm.
They're elemental paintings. One for, was it Earth, Wind, Fire,
Water.
I was getting ready to sing the lyrics to September, but then I realized nobody wanted to hear me sing that.
Oh, go on.
But yeah, and they don't look Minecrafty at all.
Mm-mm.
We had this talk earlier, but I kind of like them.
I kind of like them too.
Yeah, they're kind of minimalistic. They're not too in your face.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of them skull paintings are horrifically scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you can use them in like design aspects too, for builds, not just for paintings.
Yeah.
They very much remind me of Carl's posters he'll make and he'll put up around the Nether Hub.
Yeah, a little more detailed.
Yeah. His posters are much more HD, but they've got the same feel. And I hate that we can't access these in survival because we've been asking for new paintings for a while too.
Well, you can if you have a winter grave.
Yeah, if you got a winter, it'll just be a matter of days.
Don't have one of them.
You gotta find one.
Out in the wild.
There's another one out there.
That's what's in the ruined city portal, is just winter.
Your own winter, yeah.
Winter comes out.
Yeah.
Someone say paintings?
They look very soft, though.
They do.
Like, it's not pixel madness.
Mm-hmm.
It's very clean and concise, and I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. That kind of goes with it doesn't feel like the other paintings in Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe that's why I like them.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah, we haven't had a new painting in, since paintings came out?
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember seeing any new paintings come out. So this is a first. I would like new paintings.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice to choose what painting you put down.
You can.
Well, it's a little random.
Somewhat.
Yeah, you can get that size.
No, you can now control the painting with a placeable tag.
Oh,
That's
in the notes. I see it right there.
Mm-hmm. You will probably need a winter. But
We've been trying to make our own paintings on the server, so we've been learning. Well, I say we. Jess has been learning a lot about that.
Hey, you helped.
I did help.
We've got one. It's very funny though. It's such a funny painting. I can't wait to reveal it.
It's gonna look great.
I think it's cool what you guys have done with the banners, because I was in the guild area and I was in there before the texture pack was given to me to do the recording, and I'm asking the doc, I go, why do you have just like colored banners up there? And he was like, oh, hang on. It sends me the pack, and then there's these nice, beautiful tools on the banners and stuff. It's like, oh, that's cool. So if you guys are doing stuff with paintings, I can't wait for that too.
Oh, yeah. The banners was a great idea at first because it was to represent, we had 5 different guilds. 4 different guilds? 5 different guilds? 6 different guilds. I'm paying attention, honest. And it was really good for that. But then sort of later on, when you sort of think, oh, I want to make my own custom banner pattern out of the normal shapes, because they replace a couple of the shapes, then it makes it very difficult.
Okay.
So I have recently taken them out of the resource pack. But yeah, anything that would enable you to add your own sort of custom stuff, I think is a good idea. I mean, like I don't know if you've played Animal Crossing, but they have like a very basic pixel art editor in it. Now, to be able to have something like that in Minecraft, I think would be brilliant, like an easel or something where you could,
Oh yeah,
just with the dyes as different pixels, make your own paintings. I think that would be brilliant.
Yes.
that would be incredible.
And I could see that be like a villager station.
Yeah.
You can trade for paintings and patterns.
Or new paints, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or dyes.
How about we take the brush from archaeology, turn it into a paintbrush, allow me to paint things.
Yeah.
That could work. Could definitely work.
Use the cauldron.
Yeah.
To dip the
Mm-hmm.
a little bowl full of water.
Well, let's hop into listener comments real quick. This one's from J-Man, and it was supposed to be in the last show, but we got so sidetracked, we went ahead and brought it to this show. J-Man, I did not forget about you. They ask, I think there should be multiple in-game sets of armor with differing features, such as netherite is more durable and more protective. Echo shards could be used to be an equivalent to diamond in durability and protection, but has an anti-vibe feature. Maybe it could insta-mine deep slate and wood logs with haste 2, efficiency 5. And that's where it kind of left off. So are you guys on the train of, I need an armor for this, I need an armor for that, I want an armor for that?
I think we're already on that kind of track because leather armor on powdered snow, it prevents you from falling in.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see them implementing something a bit more, especially with like chainmail armor as well. Different effects would make it feel a bit more RPG-esque.
Yes.
Which I don't think is a bad thing at all. But maybe also as well, different variants of the same armor would be pretty cool, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I always thought that the armor should look different from one another. They're relatively the same, besides the netherite.
And I mean, I'm a massive Minecraft Dungeons fan, so it's not completely out of this world to think of having, say, ranger armor, which will improve your bow use and things like that, because it's already in Dungeons. So I think, yeah, it's not too much of a leap to bring that across into the main game. But then there's a lot of stuff in Dungeons I would like to see in the main game.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way Dungeons handled armor and tools and stuff like that. I should say weapons. But yeah, imagine like the ranger armor, it's less protective because it's a bit lighter or whatever, but maybe you can jump 1.5 blocks, which means you would still need a beacon to do the double jump, but you'd be able to jump over a fence post or a wall.
Yeah, because you would have sort of extra maneuverability because the armor's not as heavy as something like a gold armor or diamond armor. Could you imagine actually wearing that in real life?
Exactly. I'm already like so mismatched. Nether helmet, wings, netherite leggings, and then gold boots. So my protection's already under half as it is because I'm the one that always forgets to wear gold in the nether. And I just kind of like randomly jump into holes in the nether. Go like, oh, let's go exploring this hole. You die to pigment a couple times and you're like, okay, I'm wearing gold from now on.
Yeah, unless I'm adventuring, I wear all netherite. I don't have any leather stuff. Just kind of watch my step in the frozen areas or the mountain areas.
Yeah, if you know how to look at the snow, you can see what exactly is powdered snow and navigate around it.
The slight difference. And there's a lot of times you'll see the snow layers. You're safe on those. I try to pinpoint those, stay on those.
Mm-hmm.
Parkour practice.
Oh, don't talk about parkour.
But I love the idea of echo armor, meaning you would not produce vibrations or noise that the warden can then attack with. So it would be down to you making noise with a chest or breaking a block. And then if you do accidentally spawn the warden, it would be they have to smell you to attack you, not use their hearing, which would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that whole word echo kind of makes you think of the sonic attack being, you could wear armor with the echo shards implemented somehow, and it would echo back that sonic attack to the warden.
Mm-hmm. Echo shields.
But then we're going back to the whole thing of you're not really supposed to fight the warden, you're supposed to avoid it. And I think they're doing an alright job of that.
Yes.
Yeah, they're making it more and more scary to be around, to avoid.
The way I would fight the warden is I would get 5 or 6 people to come with me, and then just make sure you're not the slowest one.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take out the weakest first.
Exactly.
Survival of the fittest. Quite literally.
Yep.
I did see an example of how someone spawned a bunch of golems, brought with them, and they were able to handle the warden.
Really?
I didn't see it with now he's got that sonic blast.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see it with that, though.
The iron golems are quickly becoming like good mobs to have around in the game again. For a while, they were just kind of forgotten. You're a farmable mob and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now with the introduction of people realizing, well, you only need like 4 or 5 of them and they'll take out a wither no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're fighting the warden with them, and
Just don't high five them. That really hurts.
yeah, don't high five them.
No, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you spawn them, you can high five them.
Right. Yeah, you can hit him in that case. Good wingman to have with you. Be nice if they actually followed you. You know, they can't really
It would be nice.
go with you.
Constantly trying to give you a flower.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to be friends.
The insta mining deep slate, I know there's a lot of people complaining that you can't insta mine deep slate. I do not have this like hatred that deep slate's so hard to mine through. Maybe that's because I never really insta mined anything before either.
There's so much of it as well. It's not a rare thing anymore.
Yeah.
So if you're just, strip mining or something, you'll end up with a ton of it like you do at the beginning of the game with cobblestone, and then when you get silk touch stone. So yeah, I don't think it's a massive problem.
Exactly. For the longest time, I had more deep slate than I had cobble. Matter of fact, I still think I have more deep slate than I do cobble.
Same here, yeah. Because you just don't get, as soon as you get silk touch, that's it. I don't get cobble anymore.
Right. Exactly.
See, I'm on the other side. I would love to have a way to insta-mine the deep slate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I haven't, necessarily needed to go mining in deep slate, mainly because our server gives us ripcoin. Diamonds aren't as valuable.
Mm-hmm.
But if diamonds were more valuable, we would be mining a lot more. And deep slate would probably be a nuisance.
But see, I still do a ton of mining, but it's for redstone.
Mm-hmm. I just think it would hurry it up a little bit if you needed that. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, it would maybe something in the portal. That's another thing. I still feel like this thing's a portal. Or in the deep dark ancient city, there's something there, something rare that you can get the insta mining from.
Well, and that's why J-Man's thought of the echo shards being used to craft tools that can insta mine deep slate makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's still a very in-game thing.
It's pretty rare.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against being able to do it, but it's such a low priority for me right now.
Right.
I'm not really worried about it. But that's just how I play. Anyways, thank you for that question, J-Man. That comment was from our Discord. It's the only place where you could talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take Dr. Disappointment's word for it.
Hello there, friends. Dr. Disappointment here to invite you to the Withering Effect's public Discord. If you've been thinking about joining Discord for a while, now is a great time to get involved. It's a great place to share your ideas for future podcast topics, take part in our Mending Minecraft vote, and share your Minecraft builds with the community. Join today by following the link in the show notes.
Thank you for the Discord at Dr. Disappointment. And speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week, we asked you to choose between one of 3 items for us to discuss and improve. Your choices were the bow, the lightning rod, and music discs.
And the winner of Mending Minecraft this week is... Lightning Rod. Congratulations, Lightning Rod.
What the
Woohoo!
Duds isn't too happy about that.
Well, and I think part of it is everyone assumed we chose music discs because of the snapshot. There is a spreadsheet Carl has for the Mending Minecraft vote, and I can tell you what episode 141. Yeah, no, he already has like the next 3 or 4 weeks
Nice.
planned.
Mm-hmm.
He already has it down.
On top of it.
Arrington, is that you?
Yeah. They're going to get on so well.
But that's the genius of Carl, is that he's got this spreadsheet is huge. He's got every item, biome, mob that has been up for a vote, which ones have won, which ones have lost, which ones have lost multiple times. So he knows which ones you guys do not like. He has how many votes each one got. We did not just throw music discs in there for this.
You should do a best of the worst vote.
I think that is the plan.
Put the 3 worst in there.
I think that is the plan to do at some point.
Well, Bo might be one of those because it had 13 votes. Music disc had 15 and the lightning rod with 26. Yeah, I was thinking music disc.
I went Bo.
Thought they were going to go music disc. Yeah, Bo would be pretty popular. But no, people want to see the lightning rod.
Bo would have been fun to do a mending Minecraft on.
Mm-hmm. A few things on the lightning rod before we get started. Lightning rod is a block used to divert lightning strikes. They are crafted with 3 copper ingots and prefer to be mined with a pickaxe. Lightning rods direct lightning strikes with a spherical volume having radius of 128 blocks in Java Edition and 64 blocks in Bedrock Edition. That's a check for Java.
Take that, Bedrock.
Lightning diverted by lightning rods can still start fires on flammable blocks and inflict lightning damage on mobs within 5x5 horizontal area centered on the lightning rod. Didn't know that. A lightning rod emits a redstone signal for 8 game ticks when struck by lightning. And that is all.
Jess knows very well about the 5 block mob.
I do.
Damage.
I've made a note as well because I think that's insane. Because surely the whole point of a lightning rod is you have the lightning rod to stop your builds catching fire and to not die. And yet you still can.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, Tarek, I built a seaplane on Channel 64. And then Tarek said, that'd be perfect for an AFK spot for his gunpowder farm on his single player. So he built it on there and was AFKing. And of course, a thunderstorm happened. And the propellers were lightning rods. So it struck the lightning rod and killed him in the plane. Which is crazy because, the whole point of it is to avoid that happening, surely.
Mm-hmm.
Was that recorded?
It wasn't, unfortunately.
Oh, man, that would have been so funny.
But we did see the death screenshot, and it was very...
Yeah, we got the screenshot of the server Discord.
That's funny.
I never used lightning rods for their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I never... I mean, lightning storms are so rare. I think the main thing that I'm using lightning rods for in an upcoming build is a toilet paper roll holder in a bathroom.
You get struck by lightning while you're sat on the toilet.
You would not want that to happen.
Yeah, it is a nice decorative block. That's for sure.
That's my only fix, is let me dye the lightning rod. I'd like different colors, or at least allow it to oxidize.
Oh, yeah.
Let me wax it, do stuff like that. Even if getting struck by lightning turns it back to copper, like that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But some kind of change would be nice.
Yeah, it's very static. I don't know if that was a pun or not.
I think it was.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
But like, if it's a copper block thing, why does it not behave like copper?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I mean, I don't know why it doesn't oxidize. I don't think that makes much sense. And also, a green little pillar thing would be so nice for building like Victorian era builds, like having the dark green. It would be so nice.
Mm-hmm. How dare we think of functional items as decoration?
I can't stop. I can't stop.
I went down the same route, so I've put metal conducts electricity, so why can't we make gold lightning rods, netherite lightning rods, iron lightning rods? But then each one, if struck, will give you a different strength redstone signal.
True.
So it will have the nice colours for the builders, and it will also have more redstone functionality.
I like that.
Yeah, well, when you think about it, gold actually conducts better than copper.
You're right. Yes, you're right. You are right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And iron doesn't conduct very well at all. So you could actually, if a lightning rod gives out a 15 signal for 8 game ticks, maybe gold will give out a 15 for 16 game ticks, and an iron only gives out an 8 signal length for 1 game tick or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a redstone guy, but I think definitely you could make some quite crazy contraptions with that if that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to think, should I upgrade 3 items that I have from diamond to netherite, or do I make a netherite lightning rod?
Right.
I go the second.
Yeah.
But a netherite lightning rod would look really cool.
It would look awesome.
Oh, yeah.
See it more like a trophy.
Yeah.
The flex.
I've got one of those.
I do like the fact that you can place them different ways. Like
Yes.
it just doesn't face upwards. So it's cool they gave us that. So you can use it for decorative reasons.
Well, I mean, it's kind of just a retextured end rod.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What you were saying earlier, I'd prefer to have the dyes on the end rods as opposed to and then just leave the copper oxidation for the lightning rod.
True.
I was just going to mention, it doesn't work with the channeling on tridents either. So if you were to use it, it's not going to direct the lightning to the lightning rod. Just so everyone knows.
Unless you throw your trident at the lightning rod.
Right.
It'd be nice. I think it'd be nice if you could store the energy that a lightning strike would give the rod and use it. I don't know, maybe stick it on a furnace, and if it gets struck by lightning, then that will give you 3 stacks of coals worth of furnace. Or I'm going down the modded route here now. I'm thinking about electricity and circuits and things, but that's the only sort of other thing I think of.
I was going to say, technically you could using repeaters and comparators. It wouldn't it would be like creating a supercapacitor, so at some point it would finally die down, but you could store it for a bit.
Like a big battery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What to power with it? There's the iron door.
The deep dark portal.
Ooh.
So you would have to wait for a lightning storm to strike your lightning rod and then take your lightning rods to the deep dark and plug it in.
Yeah, I was going to say, and somehow create a hole deep enough for the lightning to get there.
Just just a really, really long lightning rod from the surface to the ancient city.
You just
all
start
the way
stacking
down.
them.
Yeah. Don't want to do the netherite ones, though. That will be a lot.
Yeah. I didn't really have a lot of fixes for lightning rods. I see a lot of creativity using them. Like, I'm using them for poles in my base. Casey's using them as, like, samurai swords in his base.
Yeah, I really like how he did that.
Yeah, really cool.
I have not placed one lightning rod, I don't think.
We just heard Jess is using them as propellers, killing his friends with them.
Yeah. Unintentional prank.
The prank that spans from the SMP to a single player. Now that's a prank.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize like it could catch blocks that it's around on fire. I thought that was the point
Right?
of having it, so it doesn't catch things on fire. You're controlling this. You're kind of controlling it, but still destroying builds.
Yeah, and I didn't even think about it because we have fire tick off. Most SMPs have fire tick off.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that it can still light stuff on, it's like, then what's the point? I mean, I guess you would put the lightning rod like 20 blocks away from your wool roofed house. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It could be cool if you could have lightning strike a tree and all the leaf blocks fall off the tree.
Or if it would just harvest the tree so you didn't have to go and cut down wood. That'd be amazing.
It strips the wood automatically. Yeah, that's kind of all I have for the lightning rod. How about you guys? All good?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
No, it's really hard.
It really was. Kind of expecting music discs.
That's why I won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes. But our topic is you guys.
Us?
Be prepared to talk about you and your server and all that jazz. And I wanted to talk about the story creation behind it. When I think about Channel 64, I obviously think about the stories and all that stuff. You guys have amazing builds, but really the stories tie in to everyone. So when you guys come up with an idea for like, I want to tell this story, how does it make it into the episodes cross-platformy? Because there's like hints of it in everybody's episode.
Yeah. It's a really boring answer, honestly. We just have we have meetings. We have story meetings in the Discord in the server where we talk about all the possible story points we could go to. We set like a skeleton work of a story arc throughout the season, and then we kind of make our personal stories fit into this kind of overarching storyline as much or as little as we want.
Yeah, we're quite flexible, I think, because I think some of the best story, sort of the smaller story points, have almost been accidental.
Oh, yeah.
And then you think, oh, hang on, this could really tie into the main story. But, I mean, I love story because it just gives you a reason to build stuff. So I think my 4th episode, I built a giant flying steampunk fish in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
If we were just building a medieval city or something, that wouldn't have made sense. But having this sort of story arc gave me an excuse to do it because it was something I wanted to build for a long time. And then they came out with the pointed dripstone, which was perfect for the teeth. And I really want to make this. How can I make it? How can we make it fit the story? So the story gives you a reason to build. And I don't think it even matters if you're even doing single player. If you can come up with a story for your area, it will give you a reason to build things. And so often you hear people say, oh, I don't know what to build. And just having that is such a useful tool.
Yes, very.
So the story most of the time comes before the build, or do you like build something and you're like, I got to fit this in my story?
It really depends. I don't think that there is a specific set thing where it's like, sometimes we're like, oh yeah, we need this sort of build. Who wants to do that? And then one of us will take it up and say, oh yeah, I can tie it into my story this way. And sometimes it's more of a just kind of not a background build, but like sometimes the builds aren't even shown to be built. They just kind of appear sometimes as well. It's like, it really is just up to the person who is building it, how they want to implement it into their own storyline.
I think the prime example is when they did the last update, we all moved away from the central area, but we still wanted to use the Doc character. And it's like, well, how are we going to do story points with the Doctor when we're so far away? So then it became a necessity that each one of us would need some sort of communication device or building to communicate back to the Doctor so we could still continue that part of the story. So that was a case of that. And then there's other things where it's just something will happen randomly and you'll think, oh, okay, now I can build this thing I've always wanted to build because it will fit with the story that way. So it's sort of 50-50, a bit of a balance.
Yeah, it depends on the situation.
Definitely.
Yeah, when I saw the new update coming out with the world height and, the depth, how much more world you get, I wanted to build, my first thought was heaven and hell because you have the two sizes. This is before, like, they really push deep dark at you. I'm like, okay, well, there's hell right there. I don't have to do anything down there. So I wanted to build heaven. I built this stairway, and I'm like, I got my lore down, or my idea, or what is it?
Your concept?
My concept. There it is. That's it. The lore and the builds kind of came after that. There are a couple things, like I always wanted to build like a palace or a castle. I played Minecraft for a long time, never built a castle. That's usually something people want to build at first. And I haven't had the opportunity to do that. So now I have, heaven. I want to build this palace. And it's actually really hard, but something I always wanted to do.
Is that what the big giant cloud was for?
Yes.
That's a beautiful cloud.
I got to make it bigger.
Oh, no.
I gotta make it bigger.
So much work on it already.
Yeah. Well, I've been in creative trying to figure this thing out, the palace. You'd think I'd have built it a long time ago before this cloud. No, that's just not how I work, apparently. But it's almost done in creative. The problem is I have to bring it to the world. I've never used Lightmatica, but I'm considering it.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's fantastic.
It's so much of a time save.
Yeah, you guys have experience with that.
Yeah, I mean, Dave loves to build off the cuff, but I don't know about you. I think you're the same as me, aren't you? We're planners.
Yes, very much so.
If I was to build off the cuff, you would see the sort of ineptitude of my actual creative process, which is normally build something, I don't like it, take it down, build it again, I don't like it, take it down. And that would be a good 5-6 hour long time lapse, which nobody wants to see.
That's the best part about off the cuff.
It just saves you the time.
It does save so much time because I'm also a very indecisive builder sometimes when it comes to like block palettes and details and stuff. So, I mean, I don't want to have a long replay mod file when I could make it like 2.5 hours or something like that. And I don't want to have like a 4-hour one where it's the majority of me is figuring out what I'm going to be making the build look like. So I find planning it beforehand meticulously, it really, really helps.
And also the inventory as well, which we know Dad loves to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Having that creative inventory to pick whatever you want and try different things in creative and then move it across into survival is so much easier than having to keep going backwards and forwards. Like, let's try this block now, go back to storage, go back to where the build is, and keep doing that. It would just be an absolute nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
I already do enough of that anyways. I'm always back and forth, going between my storage, forgetting what I got there for, and then going back to a build. I do enough of that already. I don't need any more of that.
I actually have an update on the data pack I was using. So someone recommended that there was a hotbar switcher data pack, which is what I thought could help fix the inventory problem in Minecraft. And I say thought because after using it for a week and a half, it doesn't help me at all.
I downloaded it last week and I keep forgetting that it's installed, so I don't use it.
The problem is getting used to knowing that instead of one hotbar, you now have 4, and getting things set up correctly, remembering how they're set up. And now not only do you have to cycle through the 9 hotbars, you're cycling through 4. So it's taking twice as long to get to the item or block you need.
Yeah, and I found as well, my habit is to use pick block all the time.
Yes, and that ruins all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as you start doing that, and then remember that you've got the hotbar replacer in there, everything's messed up anyway. So
yep.
It was, I might still use it, but I think more for like when you want a whole row of blocks on your bar to build with, but then a zombie comes up behind you or something, and you need to quickly switch to a sword. It could still be useful for that sort of scenario.
Yeah, I did find landscaping was great because at that point you're doing big sections and you're not doing a lot of detailing work. So it's nice there because you can have so many blocks just straight up. You're not worried about digging a block or placing it in a certain way. You're just kind of like spamming blocks everywhere. So it worked okay there. But when I went to do just that one little base expansion, I tried building it all with this hotbar swapper. And it took so long. And I'm like, it's not worth it. It was a good idea, but not it.
The only time I've used, I think it was the same thing that actually was really useful is when I was using Conquest Reforged, and there's so many different blocks that you want to switch between, and I think that I had that hotbar changing mod thing, and I thought that was really helpful, but that was from a creative standpoint, not a survival one. So I mean.
Yeah, when I'm in creative making these builds, I also notice that my inventory's a mess, and I'm in creative. Like it should be easy, but what I need to do, I haven't done yet, is set out my palette on the ground so I can pick block, go back and forth from there. If it's not in my hotbar, I'll go in my inventory, and my inventory's full. I'm like, how in the world did I fill this up? I'm only using. At least I think I'm only using so many blocks, but I'm using all of these blocks that are on me for this build, and I need to remember to put my palette on the ground so I don't have to throw blocks away.
And I discovered in creative that you can clear that by shift clicking the cross a week ago, literally. I played the game for probably 10 years, and I only worked that out a week ago.
Well, I just learned it just now, you telling me.
Exactly.
Which is just going to help so much, because I go back to my creative menu so much, like every half an hour or so, just to clear out all the stuff. And like, how did it fill up so quickly?
I think I did it by accident once. That's how I figured it out. I'm like, oh, great. Where did everything go? That'd have made a good short.
But of course, being on a server with other people is the access to blocks is not a difficult thing. So
it depends on the server, I guess. But I feel like we're very lucky in the fact that we have a main shared storage between all of us that is kind of fair game. As long as you kind of like put the resources back not after you use them, but replace them.
Yeah, don't deplete the item and not get more to replace it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. That's why we have Tarek. Tarek just replaces them and tenfold, so it's fine.
It's a good thing about having a mix as well of sort of creative builders, adventurers, and farm builders. Is your farm builders will give the blocks that your creative builders want to use. So
yeah,
it goes hand in hand, and it's nice having a nice mix.
Yeah, though our SMP has like stores, shops where you can buy things. it's nice to make some income off of that, and you get content off of it as well.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly don't mind giving blocks away, unless I'm using it. Come to my storage and get what you need. That's the way I feel.
That's how Carl feels.
Yeah, Carl's been in my storage all season. And he's got like 3 storages in the nether, but never has the right block, I guess.
He does. He's got like 3 storage rooms.
Yeah, he replaces it with netherite, or not netherite, but netherrack.
Yeah.
So I got to deal with all that. Kick him out and put a sign up.
No Carls allowed. Oh. Guys, we're actually reached time. We're going to have to continue this discussion in the post show.
That went so quick.
That was very fast.
I know. Before I have Jimbo read us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Omni Croc, Fragile Rock, Casey Plays Games, OB, Vipers Tuna, and Wire Guy. If you too would like to get access to exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/The Withering Effect.
And special thank you to our special guest. Jeez, can I talk?
Words, man.
Jes7ix and Peeporp for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you very
If you like this show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, rate and follow us so you never miss a future episode. Or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com, tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord, where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links will be in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our special guest, Jes7ix and Peeporp, our digital producer Carl, and our music master Decoy. Everyone's social media info can be found in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for getting wizard with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Lightning rods direct. Oh, do you hear that?
I do.
There's a siren. Hold on. There's a
Oh, I hear it now.
an ambulance going down the street.
What'd you do, Jimbo?
Can I take this moment to go and answer the door? I think the mail person's here. Sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm going to grab a drink now. Right. Sorry, Carl.
Should I finish this?
Well, let's go ahead and wait. I don't think we've ever had a mid-show break.
Yeah. It's like right after our stop too. So we might want to just keep talking so Carl knows.
He'll know. He'll be like, what's going on here?
Can't believe an ambulance went down my... Like, this is like when I say the most. This is when I talk the most. Talking about mending Minecraft.
This is my biggest note-speaking part.
This is my moment. Someone just had to get injured in my area.
Glory hog.
Trying to steal my thunder.
And lightning rod.
That's pretty funny.